Hello everybody and welcome back to the Vineyard of Escondido Golf Course. This is the breakdown of how the back nine plays. First off, I'd like to point out how the course has been in great shape and has had many new additions and upgrades since my last video. The clubhouse has been renovated and now has a nice clean modern look. It's a great place to hang out, watch some golf, and enjoy some food and drink. The range includes TrackMan, which allows you to dial in your distances, play fun games, and also has simulated golf on famous courses. On the course you can find new signs showing the hole and the distances, as well as cool little wine barrels for the tee markers. Some pesky bunkers have been removed and areas that tended to dry out and die have been fixed with new irrigation and sod that has survived. Sit back and enjoy the golf while learning how to navigate the exciting back nine here at the Vineyard of Escondido. Hole 10 has out of bounds on both sides. The fairway is uphill and slopes from right to left. A good drive will leave you on the left edge of the fairway with about 125 yards. 10 green has a massive slope that brings most balls rolling to the front left. You need to hit your approach shot on the correct section to have a good chance of birdie. Hole 11 has had a couple bunkers on the right side removed, making it a less demanding tee shot. Long hitters can benefit from a speed slot and run down the slope. Drives to the left or right side usually kick back towards the fairway. Just don't hit it too far left or you'll find yourself in a picnic area of the Rafila line. I found that shots into the green typically release out due to a downhill lie with a mid-iron. So land it on the front and let it roll back to the hole, especially in the drier summer months. 11 green generally slopes left to right, but nothing too crazy. Hole 12 is a par 3 over water. Morning rounds face less wind, but in the afternoon it's very common to have a steady 7 to 10 mile an hour wind in the face, so take the extra club. 12 green slopes back to front. The only real tricky spot is a large tier on the back left, making that the toughest pin placement. Hole 13 has out of bounds all down the right side, but the hill on the right will help kick your ball back into play as long as it doesn't get into the native shrubs. Longer hitters can carry the bunker on the left, which is what I did today. This gives your ball a huge boost forward down the hill. If you are struggling with driver control, favor the left side since there's plenty of room, as hole 15 is on that side. One of my favorite dwelling places is the fairway bunker on hole 15. While it's not ideal, it beats the stroke and distance penalty of the out of bounds right. The 13th green is a very large green with heavy slope from back to front. You have to really hit it going up the hill from front of the green to the back of the green. As you can see, I saw my buddy leave it short and I tried to give it extra and I still left my putt short. Hole 14 requires you to dial it back and play strategic golf. From the blue tees, you want to hit something that carries about 215 yards. You can play a longer club and go up the right side, but OB is lurking on that side.
Yeah.
14 green has a large hump in the middle, so you can use it as a backstop for front pins or land it on the top and let it roll back to back pins. The hardest pin is a middle pin since you need to try to land and stop the ball on the small flat area in the middle.
That's it. Did you chip in, Nate?
Hole 15 is a long par 5 with Orfila Vineyard on the right side, and only on the rare occasion of a Santa Ana wind will you get any help. They recently removed 2 bunkers on the right side. Now there's only one last bunker that can penalize the longer hitters. Just hit 2 solid shots and leave yourself a short iron into the green. You can favor the right side of the fairway on your layup to get a better angle at the pins. '15 green has a tiny tier on the back, making the back pins hard to get at. Otherwise, it's just a steady slope from back to front.
Nice, eh?
Hole 16 is the hardest hole on the course, a longer par 4 with wind usually in the face. Longer hitters can carry to the top of the hill and get a decent rollout, making the hole much easier. However, most golfers will be happy to get to the crest of the hill, which leaves you with about a 185-yard shot to the green. The side hill on the left usually has thick grass and the ball does not roll back to the fairway. Then there's a very deep bunker on the front right of the green that makes for a tough approach shot. The 16th green has a lower tier in the middle right portion of the green. Generally, it slopes from back to front and left to right. Hole 17 is a relatively straightforward par 3. It is a 2-tiered green with the tier being right in the middle of the green. Usually middle pin placements are just below the tier, so you can use the tier as the backstop. For back pins, make sure to get it on the back tier to avoid any chances of a 3-putt. Hole 18 is a fun finishing hole, with the driving range being out of bounds down the right side. Either the wind or just the shape of the hole seems to push most golfers' tee shots flying right towards the driving range. There's a lot more room to the left than it looks. This tee shot could be played in many ways. I have found that aiming way left and playing a big fade seems to put my tee shot in the wide, flat area of the fairway. The 18th green generally slopes from back to front with a tier in the middle of the green. I landed my approach shot pin high, but it spun down the slope. But this time I managed to putt up the hill and sink the birdie. Thanks for joining me on the back nine of the Vineyards at Escondido. I hope you get to come out and play the course soon. Maybe this video shines some light on how to play it and helps you shoot a low round.